saying about Christmas, I'm not a materialistic person, but I did get one very awesome gift. I'm going to show you right now. If you want to search for his OnlyFans, is that Benni Boi X-rated music?
I don't know. I have no knowledge of that one, so.
As we're getting on, I go up to Ben and go, "Are you excited, mate?" You know, he goes, "Yeah." I said, "Have you ever done anything like this before?" And he goes, "Well, the only thing I've ever done is the runaway mine train." Viewers, if you ever go to Spain, don't drink 9 pints of sangria, please.
Yeah, so...
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to RNB Fusion Podcast with your co-host, Ross, and my fellow co-host,
Benni Boi.
Well, Ben, it's been a hot minute. Last episode we released was a year ago. Over a year ago.
Yeah, just a bit, yeah.
Yeah, life got busy. Yeah, life got busy, man. Like, I don't know about you, life just kind of took over. We went on holiday, and then as soon as we got back, the crazy train arrived, and we were literally trying to talk to each other, saying, "Hey, man, when do you want to record a pod?" We're like, "Oh, we'll do it then." And then we didn't. And we're like, "Oh, yeah, we'll do it then." No, and then we didn't. So we're sorry, viewers and listeners.
Yeah, pretty much when I was free, Ross wasn't, and vice versa. So yeah, that's the way it's gone. But we're back now. We're
back, baby. So basically, today's little episode is kind of like an update episode in how RNB Fusion is going to move on forward. So, for instance, we are going to be changing the release sort of schedule for this. So, if you remember, on the previous season, we did it, every week? Was it from like late October all the way up till the start of January or November time in season 1? Was it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, something like that.
So basically, what we're going to do is we're going to go into a monthly release, because it's going to be easier for the both of us. We'll have plenty more to talk about as well to update you guys. But also, it just means that if me or Ben suddenly just can't do an episode, we can kind of pre-plan and preempt that. So then, we can make sure that those episodes get released. We don't know what day they're going to get released on. It might be a case that it's a bit like an advent calendar. You have to wait until a certain day and then it'll arrive. A bit like Christmas. But yeah, so that's going to be good. If you're new around here, though, my name is Ross. I'm an actor, editor, voiceover artist, and just all-round sexy dude. But if you've never seen us before, then that's who I am. And then my fellow co-host is...
Benni Boi.
There we go.
I am Benni Boi. I'm a DJ, producer, and pretty much do that, really. Yeah, I like producing music. Got into it through lockdown. Started releasing quite a bit of music now, and hopefully going to share some more stuff with you in the near future. And yeah, and then this is how this happened over lockdown, really. This podcast.
Yeah, it was quite crazy how it kind of formed. We talked about doing a podcast for ages. I think we kind of mentioned that in the social media episode, which was the very first episode. And yeah, basically we were kind of talking about saying, look, we should talk about random subjects. And yeah, and then we had a little bit of a hiatus for 2 years. Then we came back, like I said, we did one episode, which was a catch-up for 2021 to 2023. And then we went away for another year. So yeah, I feel like, when you see like the bands from like the 80s and 90s, when they suddenly like disappear and then they come back because they're like dead poor. I mean, we're still dead poor. We're never getting that money, that revenue, but it's always good to have a comeback tour. I feel a bit like the Spice Girls. You know what I mean? They keep coming back.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But we... Ben, what have you been up to since we kind of last did an episode? Because, I know we've seen each other in person quite a bit, but what have you been up to, so the viewers know?
Well, just been producing music and finding new ways of doing that, and I've been DJing, private and corporate events and so forth. Been moving into more of the entertainment side of things since lockdown is over, touch wood. But yeah, been doing that and expanding on those type of things. I mean, and lately I've just been going straight. Well, I've been focusing more on producing music because I get more of a buzz out of that at the moment. I mean, I still like DJing and everything, but it's producing is at the moment is the forefront of things. So. Yeah, it's been a fun and exciting time for me anyway. It probably sounds boring to you guys, but I've been enjoying it.
Nah, man, it doesn't sound boring. I mean, if you haven't followed Benny Boy on like Spotify or any form of like, are you on SoundCloud as well? I could be wrong.
SoundCloud.
If you need to listen to his songs, like seriously, like I mean, I know I'm your friend, and this sounds really biased. But one of my favourite songs you ever produced was the Lo-Fi album. I think you released that, around 2021, 22 sort of time?
Yeah, the Skylab.
Yeah, Skylab, that's the one. And every time I ever work, whether I am in the gym and I just want to kind of chill out like after a workout, or I'm in the car driving home, I would literally always chuck on Skylab. So it's just a great lo-fi album. But also, I mean, you've got so many different songs now. I mean, it's quite weird listening to like Burning, for instance, you know, which was your first kind of big release. And you listen to how you've developed as a music producer and as a DJ, and you can hear it like it's fuller. It feels fuller, like the sound richer as well. And I think, you know, you should be proud and look back on that, man. Like, honestly, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, it's just it's just nice doing it because I'll be honest, I don't know when I start a new project, I don't know what I'm going to make. I think I'm going to go down this direction. I go completely down another one, and I love it. So I mean, I could think I'm going to go down this genre, and it ends up in a completely different genre, and what I was thinking of is completely different, like I just said. But I love it because that's the art of that's producing for you. It never sounds like it never sounds what you. Well, I don't know how to say this now. It doesn't sound like the way you think it's going to sound, and I love that because it's just something fun every day, something different, and yeah, that's it really. And also, I like. Just going off track, Fred again as well, who I'm a big fan of. He has a thing saying he only spends 15 minutes on a track. Yeah. And obviously, when I first started, it was like 3 months on a track. So it's so I'm going to go down his sort of avenue, try and do less, and just don't get too focused on the nitty gritty, and then just try and release tracks, and then hopefully I'll be able to expand and get more experience that way.
Yeah, I was about to say, because I'm talking from like a video editing perspective or an acting perspective, but if you work too hard on, like, say, a script, like you keep trying to learn it all in one night and you keep working hard, or you're looking at a video and you start over editing, that's when you start having issues. Like, I mean, it's one thing that not a lot of people kind of understand, which is people think that to add more, it's better, but sometimes more is less. You know, like less is more and stuff like that. It works out so much better. I mean, I've done a few videos for clients, and if you look at it, it's very minimalistic to what you might see like a top grade editor do. But for me, I've always found it works better that way. And like when it comes to acting, when I've got a character, I don't give them everything, because during the time of the run of whatever I'm doing, the character's going to develop more and more, and I'm gonna add little extra things. I mean, you know, like I did a Christmas thing just gone, and the script was there for a panto, but I kept adding extra jokes as the time went on and did little different things as my character, because one, it kept it fresh for me, but two, a bit like yourself, it kept it feeling more alive, and it didn't feel like it was running stale, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's. I mean, your music, man, is good. I've got to admit, it is very good. I mean, you're even. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell people, but you're creating a track, aren't you? At the moment for many new projects.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, there's quite a few projects on the go at the minute, and I've got some targets for 2025. I want to hit and hopefully achieve. So, you know, just keep keep writing down the goals and chipping away, as they say. So
Yeah, that's it, man. I mean, and it's quite scary to think that 2025 is literally 2 days away.
yeah,
Like,
it is.
And do you know what the
Yeah.
worst? Do you know what the scariest thing about that is for me? Is that I'm officially leaving my 20s. That's the scary thing.
Yeah.
I'm scared, man. I'm turning 30.
I was going to say, welcome to the club. Yeah.
I know. I'm turning 30. 30, Ben. Like, I know a lot of people say it's fine. I'm dreading it, man. I am still a child. You know?
It'll be all right.
Yeah, no, it will. I mean, next year is a major year for me. I mean, it's just going to be, I think, the biggest year for me personally. Not necessarily due to acting or anything like that, just me as a person. You know, I mean, I've got a few trips planned. I've got my best mate getting married next year. And obviously you're going to be there. I've got loads of people. And then I've got my other friend who's like a little sister to me. She's getting married next year as well. It's just, it's crazy how big next year is going to be. And bearing in mind, there's still little things that could fit in between.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, like there's things that are going to crop up. But I mean, talking of trips, if you remember from the last episode, if you've not listened to it, go on YouTube or Spotify on RNB Fusion. You can find the 2021 to 2023 when we were recording in this very room. Obviously today we're doing it virtually because, well, we're in the comfort of our own homes and it's also that festive season. And it makes it a little easier sometimes. But if you remember, we mentioned we were going on holiday. We went to Salou. Did you enjoy yourself? I know I did.
Yes, it was a good trip. Yeah, it was over quickly, but we definitely enjoyed ourselves. So yeah.
Oh yeah, we absolutely loved it. I mean, I know you were there for the first week and I was on my own for the second, but that first week was awesome. Like, honest to God, I mean, we did so much, and I drank so much as well. You know,
Really?
Yeah. Let's just say. Viewers, if you ever go to Spain, don't drink 9 pints of sangria, please. Trust me, as from experience, it hurt. But overall, I mean, we went on the 3rd fastest coaster in the world and the 3rd highest.
We did.
Which one of my favourite stories of you is when we were getting into it. So, if you've never been to Ferrari World in Salou, definitely recommend it. It's right next to what's that other place called? What's the other one called? The other park? It's gone from me.
I'm not sure.
I will find it, and I will find it soon. But Ben, we were getting on this roller coaster, and as you get in, you kind of like have the standard harnesses. Dead quiet, because it was literally, it opens at 4:30 and then it closes at 11:30, which I think is great for a park. And as we're getting on, Ben, I go up to Ben and go, "Are you excited, mate?" You know, he goes, "Yeah." I said, "Have you ever done anything like this before?" And he goes, "Well, the only thing I've ever done is the runaway mine train." Now, whilst at Alton Towers, whilst he's saying this, you've got like the Ferrari grid lights at the top. And as soon as he says that, it goes green and it fires us out. Now, what I'm going to do in this podcast is I'm going to put in a little clip of us on that ride, because it is brilliant. Like, there's no sound. It is just the GoPro footage from the actual ride. And you can see the fear, but also the enjoyment we had. Like, honest to God. But we just enjoyed Salou, didn't we? Like, we properly explored. I mean, we stumbled upon the Santa Tecla Festival, which was incredible. Yep. That was wild to stumble across. I mean, we were literally just going into Tarragona for the day, like to have a nose round, and then we go to the Old Town, and the Santa Tecla Festival, if you've never seen it, is a festival where they walk from the church or the cathedral all the way down to the town hall, and they're in like walking standing towers. So you got all the strong blokes and women at the bottom, and this tower gets narrow at the top, and then you've got a kid with a crash helmet on with like a coloured t-shirt and a coloured helmet for their team, and they're just sat there like that, like a Disney character waving, which I think one is insane. And it was, the vibe was just incredible. Like, I mean, it was packed, weren't it? Like, the town was packed.
It was absolutely rammed.
Mm.
Couldn't even move.
You couldn't, like, literally, you were sardines. And then when it was all over, people started to slowly disperse. But we were stood next to the team, and they were cheering, and we were like, "Yeah, go on, lads, go away!" Like, we were cheering with them. Didn't know what they were saying necessarily, but we were just having a good time. That was our holiday. And then I obviously went on holiday again this year. Went to Croatia, which was very nice. I have a story which I'm not allowed to tell, and I'm not going to tell until we have one of our guests, which is our good friend Dom. I'm not going to tell it until then because it is so wild. Like, genuinely, I'm not trying to build hype up, but it is so wild, you would think we were making it up. Like, Ben doesn't even know this story. No, and the reason
it'll be interesting.
The reason he's got wanted to keep it like as a secret for him and have that live reveal. But when it happened, I've told other people, and they've all gone, "It sounds like a film. What happened?" Like, honest to God, it's wild. And yeah, I was about to say, and then I've not really been up to much, I'd say. I mean, I've been living life, seeing you guys, seeing all my friends. I've been acting as well. Did a little internal video for a known bank where I did a Troy Hawk impersonation. Do you know who Troy Hawk is, Ben?
Might do.
So, have you ever seen the comedian who wears like an old time smoking jacket, mustache, very well done hair, and he's like, "Oh, you'll have a spiffing day." One of the
yes.
That's Troy Hawk.
Like, yeah. I know who you mean now. Yeah.
So have you seen the one with Jack Grealish?
No.
So they are up at. He's in Manchester and at the City Ground, and he goes up to Jack Grealish. He goes, "You have such a symmetrical face." And Jack Grealish goes, "You what?" He goes, "You've got such a symmetrical face." And he goes, "All right." And he walks in and goes, "I said I have a symmetrical something. I don't know what that means." And like, yeah, I mean, if I was paid that much money to not know what words meant, I'd think I'd be happy in life. But yeah, it's a lot has happened in a year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been busy. But yeah.
I mean, you also played that lead role in Kips as well. You did that.
Yeah. I remember mentioning on the last one. Did
you see? It's been that long.
That's what I mean. Yeah. But for new people who don't know, did an Amdram production of that. Then 2023 rolled. No, was it 23? No, 2024 rolled round. I was with an agent, and then unfortunately, I mean, the industry this year has been absolutely battered, senseless. I mean, I was speaking to a casting director, and I was saying they've been in it for like 30 plus years, and they all turned around and said, "We've never seen it this bad." So yeah, unfortunately, my agency shut its doors. So currently on the lookout for a new one, but I managed to still find work, which has been good. And yeah, it's part of life, isn't it? It's part of life.
Yeah.
You gotta ride the roller coasters, like Ronan Keaton said. And then apart from that, I've become a jersey addict.
I can tell.
I've become a jersey addict. Right. So for those who don't know, I'm into NFL and I love my football shirts, NFL shirts, normal football shirts, but especially NFL shirts. I mean, Ben, you've seen some of them.
Some.
Some. Let's just say I had to buy a brand new wardrobe. I'm not even joking. I wish I was. I wasn't. I'm not even joking.
He's not.
No, like, so I'd already had a few jerseys before for my team, the Ravens. But then I started, I said, and it all happened when I was in Croatia. I said to Dom, we were talking about NFL, and he was like, "Oh, what?" He was asking me about it, and then I was on about the jerseys I like. And then one night I was sat on eBay. I started buying a few. I bought about 5. And then I started going on Vinted and finding loads. So I picked up some, including this one, my Pro Bowl from 2008 with Brett Favre. Great QB. He has the most interceptions, I believe. I'm not sure if it's in a season or in a game. But yeah, that's not a good record to have. And yeah, I started collecting loads more. I've got 20 jerseys now officially, Ben. I've got another one added because I told you last time there was 19.
Only 20?
Only 20. I had a Buffalo Bills one, the latest Buffalo Bills.
Did you?
Yeah.
Buffalo Bills, yeah.
Yeah, so it's I had the old school Buffalo Bills, which I bought for the full Monty, which I talked about in the last episode, because it was set in Buffalo, and I liked the jersey. And then I've bought an updated one recently, which is the same design. It's a real nice throwback sort of scheme one. But yeah, I have so many jerseys now. So many Ravens jerseys as well. I have more Ravens jerseys than other teams. But yeah, it's become an obsession. And charity shopping. Done a lot of that.
I'd say get some good bargains there.
I tell you, do you know what? The bargains I found this year have been insane. Like, I found an Aston Martin jacket, which was for 15 quid. Searched it up. It's an old vintage one, and people sell it for 75 quid plus. Bought a Ted Baker leather brown jacket, which I call my Starsky and Hutch jacket, because I look like a 70s detective. And if I wear my new Aaron jumper with it, I'm going full Tash 70s detective. That, when it came out in 2000s, was a £750 jacket. I bought it for 15 quid again. Then I bought a camera bag from the local down the road, and that was £7 to put some of my camera stuff in. They're brand new, £200. And then yeah, I've just been finding little bargains and stuff like that, and it's been great. I mean, I've got so many jackets. I found a Beretta hunting shooting jacket, which I call my Farmer Jars jacket. That was £7. That was from Burton. The guy literally just hung it up before I took it down and went, "Yep, I'll have that." They're £750 new as well, maybe 600. So yeah, found some good bargains in there, man.
Some good savings.
Yeah, well, you got it, weren't you, this time of year?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you have a nice Christmas, by the way?
Yes, it was lovely. Just over quickly, spent it with the family. Really enjoyed it, and yeah, had lots of nice food and etc. And yeah, now we're going to January, and it'll be like cut. You know, you get fit again. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, no, that's it, man. But also, yeah, it did just come. It left as quickly as it came. I mean. Did you have any nice gifts, Ben? What gifts did you get, buddy?
I got some nice clothes.
Ooh.
and that's and that I didn't ask for anything. I was happy to enjoy it with my family. I think now, obviously, you'll understand this when you get into your 30s. I just like enjoying it with my family now. So yeah.
Oh no!
But, I mean, did you get?
I've always enjoyed it with the family. Like, I mean, I think for a lot of people, I live at home with my folks, like you do. And yes, you see your family all year round, but it's still magical that time of year. Like, that time of year. I mean, this year, well, before I go into that, I saw a brilliant photo the other day. People saying, when it comes to Christmas, whenever you think back on your previous Christmases, you never think of the gifts you got. You always think of the memories that you made. And I think it's so true. I mean, like this year, I made a great memory. I sat down, I came downstairs, and we opened all our presents. We're having a good laugh and all that. And then afterwards, like when my mum went off to go make Christmas dinner and all that, me and my dad sat around. And as I was fixing an old toy that I had when I was a kid, my dad had Wallace and Gromit on, like the original series. So I went in and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to come sit down and watch these with you." And we literally watched we watched The Grand Day Out, The Wrong Trousers, Close Shave, A Matter of Loaf and Death. And then we waited, because we were waiting for A Vengeance Most Foul. And we were just talking about it all day. And then we were watching like the behind the scenes. And it was really special because I sat there and we were just watching it. And then all the family, when we all came into the living room at one point, like whilst we were waiting for tea to officially finish, we sat and watched Goodness Gracious Me, the Christmas special. Have you ever seen Goodness Gracious Me?
No.
So Goodness Gracious Me is an Indian comedy sitcom. Well, I say sitcom, it's a sketch show. and it was from the 90s, and it has it has like Sanjeev Bhaskar, who most people know. I can't remember the other people's names, but basically it was in the 90s, and it was this comedy sketch show that really kind of blew up and brought Indian culture and comedy to the forefront, and it really it's amazing. I used to quote it a lot when I was a kid. There's a brilliant one where there's this guy who's on a date all the time, blue suit, and he's talking to a girl, and he always says the wrong thing, and afterwards, after they leave, he always goes, "Check please." I used to say that a lot as a kid. And then there was one where these two guys were acting like two kids in a school, and he always used to say, "Kiss my chuddies." I used to say that as a kid as well. But yeah, I mean, what do you do on Christmas? I know it sounds funny, apart from eating and all that. Like, do you have any like certain traditions you do on Christmas? Do you have do you like play certain games on Christmas? Do you do certain activities?
Not really. I mean, obviously, my mum gets up reasonably early to start the Christmas dinner, and that we get up a bit earlier just to open the Christmas presents and so forth and that, and then we all sort of just relax, and then obviously, like you said, we watched some TV together, and we watched Wallace and Gromit, and just going off track as well. I think yesterday I checked, that's got 100% rating on, is it Rotten Tomatoes or something? Yeah. So
it's amazing.
It could have changed. Yeah, it could have changed by the time you're listening or watching this, but it's got 100%, and I can see why. I mean, I think, doesn't it take 5 years to make that?
Yeah, so it took 4 to 5 years to make that one episode, because what they do is, when they're filming in a day, it takes half a day to film 4 seconds. Like half a day to film only 4 seconds.
Right.
Yeah,
I can see why then.
Yeah. But again, when I was talking about Wallace and Gromit with my dad, like, the humour's just there. Like, when you watch it, you need to look out for all the little Easter eggs and the little nods to other things, because there's like if you look in, because I watched Wallace and Gromit and The Curse of the Were-Rabbit the other day, which again is a fantastic film. But if you look at all the books he looks through, they're all names of real books with cheese puns. And like, if you look at the fridge, it's called Smug instead of Smeg. And also, I found out Wallace and Gromit actually saved the Wensleydale cheese business. Like, seriously, it saved it, because Wallace and Gromit blew up to this. I mean, Nick Park won 3 to 4 Oscars, for Wallace and Gromit and Creature Comforts. And if you like look at the impact it's had, it actually helped save the Wensleydale cheese business, because they were on the verge of bankruptcy. And all because of Wallace saying Wensleydale.
I didn't know that. So yeah,
there you go. But no,
something new.
I did enjoy Avengers Most Foul. One of my favourite gags in it was Ant on Deck. That had me howling. That was brilliant. And then, I mean, Christmas TV in general is great, but this year was on form on BBC. I mean, I don't know if you watch it, Gavin and Stacey. Do you watch Gavin and Stacey?
Yes, of course. Yeah,
that finale was absolutely perfectly written and perfectly done.
I can see why there's not going to be another one.
Yeah, majorly, but it was so well done. Like, as in, it was so well written by Ruth Jones and James Corden. I mean, hats off to Ruth Jones in general, because her in that episode, I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but everyone knows about, obviously Smithy's on about getting married, and she could have played that as, I don't care, it doesn't matter, but she played it so well that you could see it affecting like her character as Nessa. I mean, I had to go and rewatch all of Gavin and Stacey the other day, because I love it. I mean, did you see what the ratings were for those two segments, like Wallace and Gromit and Gavin and Stacey were, Ben?
I saw some for Wallace and Gromit. I didn't see anything for Gavin and Stacey.
So Wallace and Gromit was 9 million, which was the second highest of the day. Bearing in mind, Matter of Life and Death, when that came out, was 14 million, I think. Could be wrong there. And then Gavin and Stacey was 12.5 million people watched it. Do you know what ITV got for Gail Platt's departure from Coronation Street?
6.5?
2. 2 million. So just think of... I mean, I didn't see anything on ITV this year, like apart from Deal or No Deal with Michael Owen and Christmas Special. I didn't see anything to do with ITV. Whereas, like, BBC were like, hey, you want Wallace and Gromit? You want Gavin and Stacey? Oh, we've also got Outnumbered, but we're not going to talk about Outnumbered because that was a crock of shit. That special was a crock of shit.
I've never watched it.
See, so... I love Outnumbered. Outnumbered is amazing, but that Christmas special didn't feel like it was outnumbered, if that makes sense.
Yes, and did you watch... Oh, well, yes, I know you did, but Squid Games.
Oh, I binged it on Boxing Day with my mum.
Now, I think I'm episode 4, but I think, wasn't the ratings 13 million?
Something like that.
Something like that. So, it's doing very well.
Well, I mean, me and my mum, I watched it, I think when it first came out, like the first series, I watched it on my own, and then mum was like, oh, I've been seeing this, do you want to watch it? I was like, yeah, go on then. So I started watching it again with her, and then I came down on Boxing Day, and my mum just started the episode. I was like, oh my God, I'm literally coming down to say to you, mum, do you want to go and watch it together? And yeah, it was... yeah, I loved it. I've got to... I don't want to spoil it for you. I'm not going to. But when on the next episode of this podcast, hopefully you would have watched it all by then, and we can talk about it. But yeah, it's a good series. I love Squid Game. I mean, nothing says Christmas, does it? Like Wallace and Gromit, Gavin and Stacey Christmas Special, Death by Koreans. You know it. But again, love that.
Yeah. I just loved the interview they had with the director. I mean, it's just the way he did the interview. He just went, so why did you do another series? And he just literally just went, money.
Well, bear in mind, the first series was turned down for 10 years.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, have you heard about him how he lost loads of teeth during the first series? He lost loads of his teeth because he was stressed. He lost a load of his own teeth. See? There you go, folks. Don't stress.
Yeah, I was going to say we can definitely talk about that on the next episode.
Yeah, don't stress, otherwise you end up with turkey teeth. You know, like the bright white gnashes. Saying about Christmas, I'm not a materialistic person, but I did get one very awesome gift. I'm going to show you right now, viewers. You're not ready for this? Hang on. I've got to find the switch. Where's it gone?
Oh, yeah.
And then, I mean, I'll show it on one shoe. Hang on, it's because it's fallen right down. Look, I can change colours. And then I can go, look, strobe. Oh, yeah, party mode. Got gentle RGBs. And then I got another RGB, but then you're ready for the seizure.
And the reason why he got those for a present is so we don't lose him at night.
Yeah. I mean, I've got to admit, I've asked for these shoes for many years. I won't lie to you.
Oh, there you go.
Like, I said to my mum many years ago, I think, I was like, Mum, I really want some light up shoes. And she went, Ross, she's like 22. I went, Mum, I really want... And then this Christmas, she literally got me them. I was like, yeah! To God. Like, I was like, light up shoes. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I just want to apologise to my friend Elliot and his fiancée, because I will be wearing them at the wedding in the evening. I will be in full party mode. So, yeah. They're so cool, like, and they're comfy as well. I mean, the only instructions I got with them was don't wear them in the rain. So obviously I can't wear them in England. So yeah, I can't wear them there because they'll just be ruined. But apart from that, yeah, it was a nice Christmas, like I said. And then I went out for a meal as well on Christmas Eve, like we always do. Went out to Mowgli's.
Oh, was it good?
Oh, lad, I'm taking you and Dom. We're gonna go for a meal there, mate. Like we
Was that
need to.
good?
Oh, honest to God, it was amazing. Like I've never felt so full in my life. I was bursting at the seams. We will organise it. We'll organise a few of us to go because honest to God, mate, the food, the yogurt chat bombs, mwah, they're amazing. Honest to God, it's a sensation. It's amazing.
Okay.
Definitely. So we kind of went off on a tangent there, but that's the point of this episode, to kind of update people. But with the new episodes, we're also going to introduce new little segments. Okay, so we're still going to keep the topic every month, even. See, I'm so used to that weekly episode. But basically, what we're going to introduce is like a new segment that's going to be to do with whatever topic we're talking about. So, for instance, if we're talking about like technology, we could be talking about maybe something that Apple's done or something another technology company's done. Now, it could be serious news or it could be weird news. I would probably go down the weird news route because I think finding weird little things and weird little nuggets is fantastic. We will also be having guests on. Well, I know we mentioned in the last episode, but I don't know which guests we're having on yet. I know that we're getting our friend Dom on, I think, for the next episode. I think we mentioned. You watch now, he won't be available.
True, yeah, very true.
And then we're also going to introduce like little games on the podcast as well to keep it really entertaining. So, like games such as, I don't know, like questions about technology, for instance. Like if we're going off that topic, it could be like, you got to tell me true or false if this was a real Apple invention or whatever, and it's to do with that topic. And it could also be, isn't necessarily true or false, it could be like 20 questions. There's a variety. If you guys have a game as well, send it to us on the email, which is Ben.
I forgot. No,
it's a test. The test now for you. It's been that long.
It's RNB Fusion at outlook.com.
There we go. RNB Fusion at outlook.com. Make sure you send that.
Yeah.
If it isn't, we will definitely put it in the update on YouTube, but also Spotify, because they're now doing video podcasts. They've gone, hey, look, man, we're going to join you. So you can comment on them, I think.
Yes, and also give us a rating as well.
Yes, 5 stars, nothing lower. If you do, we'll come and find you and we'll hunt you down and make sure that you give us a 5-star. But also, you are either listening to us with your ear holes or watching us with your eye holes, because on Spotify you can do both, which I found was pretty awesome. It doesn't affect the viewing experience at all. And then like I said, we're on about doing it monthly as well, which would be pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, we've got plenty coming up, haven't we, Ben?
Yes, we have. Yeah, we have. It's going to be a fun year. We're definitely going to stick to the recording
schedule.
We will have. We have got bits and bobs what we're going to be doing separately, like outside this, but we have agreed to carry this on. Yeah. And in advance, if we do miss a month, I do apologise, but. Looking at the calendar and what we have discussed, we should be fine. Yeah,
and I mean, there's one episode that I do want to get a few of us on for. So some people, which is the one before our mate's wedding. That's the one, because I want us to. I think that episode is going to be one of those ones where we could talk about a topic or we could just talk about that. Like, I mean, it makes us. I know that girls get excited at weddings, but I'm just excited because it's all going to be all of us there, and it's going to be a laugh.
Because and this will be after the stag as well, won't it? Sorry, it'll be after the stag.
Yeah. So this will be after I've planned it all, because as you can probably guess, I am the best man. There's a reason I have that title. And yeah, I mean, I've already wrote my speech for that, and yeah, like I said, we've got that coming up. But yeah, I mean, I know that it's been a little bit of a shorter episode. Well, if you've been listening to the first season, it's actually kind of the similar sort of length of those episodes. But with our future podcasts, I think they are gonna run on a little longer, like the first episode did. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know about you, Ben. I'm looking forward to getting back into the swing of it. It's gonna be good.
For sure.
And then yeah, so just remember, if you are new around here, drop us a follow on Spotify, and you can find us on any podcast service that you listen to. So like your Apple Music, Spotify, podcast, random company that I don't know. They'll be distributed to you, so you'll be able to find that. And if you follow and turn on that notification button, you also get a notification saying when the new episode's out, which is always helpful. But also, if you want to follow us on our own social medias, I'm at RossiRoo_95 on Instagram, RossiRoo95 on Twitter, and at RossiRoo.bsky.social on Blue Sky, because I've now joined that. And yeah, and then you can also follow the RNB Fusion on Instagram as well, which is at RNB Fusion. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
And what about you, Benni Boi? How are we following you?
On all social media, to my knowledge, it is it is Benni Boi Music.
Benni Boi Music. So, and if you want to search for his OnlyFans, is that Benni Boi X-rated music?
I don't know. I have no knowledge of that one. So.
Well, I set it up for you because I have.
Thank you. Far too kind.
Yeah, what I do is it's a reverse OnlyFans. I send unsolicited dick pics, and people pay me to stop. That's what they do.
Oh, I'm glad you got all that spare time to do that.
Yeah, so. And all I do is I send a tentacle of my octopus. I don't know where he is. I think he's down here somewhere. That's a story for another day. I'll tell you why I do that. I don't actually have an OnlyFans. I just want to put that out there. I'm joking.
And I don't as well. Just put that out there.
Ben definitely does. Well, guys, we hope you have a wonderful rest of your festive season, and we hope you have a happy new 2025, happy new year and all that. We hope that you get everything that you want this year, like is in goals and dreams. But more importantly, you can follow us throughout the year, which is more important, But yeah, so thank you so much, guys. Like I said, just make sure you drop us a follow on our social medias and notifications on your podcast service, and we'll see you soon. Ta-da a bit, folks.
Yes, bye-bye.